Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Okay, so a game that I last played, and I looked at it this morning, last played in November. There have been plenty of updates since then. It's still on early access. They actually stated on the Steam page that they're working tirelessly to finish the game. They're on their road to release. So, I mean, I figure I might as well showcase it and get a couple of runs back in and think of it like a combination between Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire, if you have seen either of those. If not, well, then just, enjoy. Stop with notification pop-ups, phone. Stop it. Okay. So let's flip over to here. Now, it's been so long that they've done so many updates that I think they actually did a semi-data wipe, because my overall progression is like still here. But I don't have a game save. So we're going to be starting fresh. Straight up. Okay, no, never mind. It did maintain everything. But none of what had been selected? What? Interesting. Now, I wonder... Well, let's go back here. Okay, so it just... Okay, so we don't necessarily have everything brand new, but we've got so apparently all of the above, because I'm guessing I had them like maxed out on level, and they changed how the points are working. But it's showing that she can max out. Why? She's only level 8. Little confusing, but I don't want to necessarily reset all of my progress either. So I'm guessing it's I'm still kind of just a little confused at why I can do everything. Huh. Okay. So they got recommended on the classes. You don't need to do that. As a matter of fact, there are extra bonuses like within the game that you can get by doing like double mage, double rogue, double healer. I mean, with double healer you might never die, but with like with Otis here, he goes a little bit more towards the attack mage with things like the Sacred Bolt and the Sunbeam, the Atonement. So let's see, what do we want to do here? I mean, we could just go a base end. Lightning and ice, and you're fire. You are like all pyro. Let's start with Evelyn. Well, I mean, this would be your base end starting. This is the characters that you would start with if you were to start brand new. I'm even going to go back down to base level difficulty, especially since it's the first time back in quite a while. But there clearly is meta progression and okay. How it happened, you asked. It was during the princess's 16th birthday. Everyone was in the courtyard anxiously waiting for her. She was going to be inducted into the Wizard Academy, an honor reserved for those who show aptitude, and she really had a gift. Suddenly, an explosion emerged from the princess's chamber, followed by a burst of energy that swept through the kingdom of Senenthia. The royal guards explored every corner of the castle, but found no sign of her or Lord Hansk, the court magician and advisor to the king. The king sent soldiers throughout the kingdom, but none of them returned. The last thing he heard was that her trail was lost deep in the old forest near the ancient obelisk that had been dormant for centuries. Until now. Desperate, the king proclaimed a royal decree and announced that he would reward anyone who brought the princess home safely. The news quickly spread through the kingdom, and many groups of adventurers prepared to venture into the forest and investigate the obelisk to find the princess. This is the story of one of those groups. So, Mario-esque, go find the princess. Okay, where... Oh, gotta actually walk into the town. So, here's part of the meta progression. The town upgrades will continue from run to run. The gold and crystals are used for upgrades and cards. You can upgrade, craft cards. Divination will grant you cards. Better divination for better cards, and equipment that go to each hero specifically has the same types of equipment, but they'll clearly benefit from things more. And there are pets. Well, on the rogue, let's grab the spider for poisonous bite. I don't remember what wind blessing is. Second page. Well, just take extra poisons. Alright, back to equipment here. When you play a spell, draw a card. And all damage +1. Yeah, you can definitely grab that. Let's... Ooh. That's going to save me a lot more than 200. Remove cards. You need to have a minimum of 15 cards in each person's deck. And you can play this multiplayer, like each person would actually control a different character. So on you, what do we want to go for here? All your defense. That gives it to anybody. That is specifically for yourself. Damage. all, and bleed. Let's see. Let's see. So deal damage equal to the target's bleed. Heal equal to the target's bleed. And this is only once per combat. Do. Thorns. Oh, and you can start right with cards upgraded once you've gotten their upgrades, as well as the upgrade to the town hall as part of the meta progression. And like both of these are upgrades of this one. So it can be upgraded to grant 4, but it still vanishes. It vanishes at the end of combat. Or it costs 1, but it doesn't vanish. Like this one, this is its base level of 15. Its upgrade of granting 19 to all, or 16 and 2 reinforce. But clearly they're more expensive to just straight put in your deck. Bleed times 2, but dispels the bleed. So it just deals 1 more damage. Oh, and doesn't disappear. Ooh. We've got the Wrens. You have no other bleed at the moment. And you can search for things specific. Like specific attributes of the cards. That's to a random monster. All monsters. And you have a max number that you can actually put in your deck. I completely forgot to mention that. Let's see. The chain. Let's actually take the 2 of those. I could have gone for upgraded ones, but we can upgrade later. We have 2 Wrens. Do. Let's take the couple of cleaves as well. And then take the one that doesn't disappear. Okay, I definitely see. I don't see the base end of Blade Dance. Oh, still searching for bleed, that's why. Huh. This guy doesn't start with a stealth, so now we could go ranged, more bleed to help his heal. We could switch over towards the poison end. 0 energy stuff. Where is it? Or we could switch to the bard end. Aha. There they are. The poison darts. Oh, it's just because this one's random. Let's take Chosen Monster. Those are bleeds. You do deal lightning damage. So let's go that route, worth of Toxic Rain. Do. I mean, you have the Fire Blast too, but Dispel Water and Chill. If I'm placing water with him, I think I want to, like, lean into the lightning. Is there any lightning in zero cost? Zap. Let's grab a couple of those. And I grabbed the unupgraded ones. It's okay. Let's undo that. Chain lightning. Charge battery. Which you already have 3. So many spell cards. Let's take one of those. You don't have any electric discharge in here, do you? No. And again, let's go base end because we're starting to run a little low. Speaking of running a little low, there is stuff in here that I do want. Aha. Dispel fire, grant 4 regen. The benediction is definitely nice. The barriers are nice. The binding heals are very nice. And going binding heal, benediction type stuff, it's actually kind of difficult to kill a healer. I really want the dispels. The detoxify is very nice. Let's, for right now, grab those unupgraded. We only got 53 left. That hurts. And clearly there are a lot of cards you can go through, and you have the regular heals. You now have the healing rains plus the one that you start with. The detoxifies. But you do not have a flash heal. Which is a 1 cost versus a 2 cost. And then, like, with this, their own attack spells, they gain Bless, damage done and heal received +1 per charge, so they get healed for more. We're not going dark on you. At least not this playthrough. Okay, it was the flash heal. Just grab one of those. And it shows your average energy cost for your characters. Like, there's a lot of information in here that it definitely can. Okay, as far as you, bleed, 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 bleed. Heal from bleed. Let's remove a fast strike. You know what? Let's just remove. Yeah, I mean, it upgrades to a zero-cost card, but we wanted to go bleed with him, so we'll remove all of them. As far as you, poison, 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 and water. Let's leave one of those in there because it's any monster versus front monster. With you, I mean, dealing lightning damage, applying the spark, and I've got him with putting water on people. I don't think she has anything that does at the moment. No. Let's remove one of those. And one of those. If I go to remove stuff later on, it actually costs to remove. So, you know, putting cards in and thinning out the deck now makes it a little easier in the end. The expensive heals. Okay. 404, we can do a fast. Yeah, those take shards, which we don't have, to upgrade existing cards in the deck. So let's just do a fast divination here. And this will basically happen at the end of every battle. I think we'll take the shards on that. Take the shards on that one. Let's actually take the transmission on you. And another detoxify on you. Okay. And we're not going to even claim the last game's rewards, because, I mean, you can take rewards from the previous game and then use them on the next to actually make your run better / easier. But we're not going to on this first run. We might take them on subsequent runs, but... Okay, and then moving across the map, like you see, each of these things have different things going on with them. Some are guaranteed fights, some are guaranteed events. Oh, you can actually transition to just another section of the map once you've completed it. So let's go fight the corn. Okay, I am not necessarily in the best place. I think what we want for this is up here. I'll have to pay attention to see if stuff does pop up there. Maybe there? Okay, that doesn't block anything as of right now. I can't put myself over under here because 4th guy when there are 4 in the attack. I mean, I could put myself directly in the middle, but that would just be weird. Okay, so the up arrows actually show whose turn it actually is. The top bar here shows turn order. So you know who's playing for what, and the numbers are essentially their initiative. It's how fast they are. Oh, that must have come from the spider. The damage with the poison. Okay, let's just do that. Look at 6, discard any of them. Oh, so be essentially like curating your next hand. Get rid of one of those. And we'll leave that on, or in. Let's see. We don't need the extra energy, so we'll just smack this guy a little. stack up some extra poison on him. And he's now going to die. And I like how it actually shows that you have lethal on him. So you don't, like, continue trying to attack him. He's already going to die. Do that. Then cleave. Those are both the... They're all the front monster. Just defend, and we'll save the 2 energy for next turn. Random monster. And good, it didn't hit the one that was already dying. Let's do that. Smack you with some fire, turn you into popcorn. You're dead. And hit you with some lightning. And we can actually just kill you. And you save 2 energy for next turn. Oh good, you start with 7 energy. Okay, we'll just not wait until their turns. We'll just kill them now. Let's give him a repair armor. Take the shards. We will take another zap. Let's grab an infused courage. Let's go crops on fire. So, near the farm, you come across a burned field and a burning house. In front of the house, there's a fire imp causing fires, next to some burning cornies. Even half burned, the house may contain something valuable, but you'll have to deal with the fire imp and cornies first. You can deal with the imp and investigate the house, or ignore him. So, if she draws a cold spell, and it actually shows the probabilities here. Hide in the cornfields and attack him by surprise. 20% chance of finding a cold spell to scare the imp. Or 76% chance of sneaking away. But, I mean... let's go for the stealthy end. And we succeed. We get 40 XP. Had no problem hiding in the cornfields without him seeing you. When you least expect it, you come out of the shadows and give him a good blow. The imp is stunned and begins to bleed. And then the fight begins. So the cornies are on fire, and the imp is bleeding and slowed. And now you're slowed. That will get rid of their fire, but she'll now do more damage. Do that. Since you have stuff in your hand that wasn't front monster only. Let's do that, and 2 of you are dead. That's only to the front monster. Let's do it to you, even though it's not going to actually heal me for anything. And we just ended up with another defend. Rats. Hey, just zap you. You're all dead. Bleed is applied at the beginning of the turn. Poison is applied at the end of the turn. Is the reason why that happened the way it did. Take the shards. We'll take the sawtooth knife. We'll take the rain. We'll take the shards. We got a nearly 50-50 chance of getting this. And we failed. Rip chest. It's for character stuff. I have both of the characters. Of these ones, that is. But let's go this way. Let's see. The Obelisk's influence is corrupting the monsters in this area. You can choose to fight them under the effects of corruption to increase the difficulty and gain additional rewards. We can either gain 520 gold and shards, or I will gain access to a rare equipment shop with a 30% discount, which I don't have very much money. But everybody, all the monsters gain +1 damage, are immune to confusion, and a magic mushroom is placed in to a random hero's top deck. So it's not everybody's, it's just one. That's not bad. Let's skip the rare equipment shop for now. But we're going to accept the challenge for the 520 and 520. Okay, it was into Magnus. I wonder. Okay. That works for me. Do 6 energy. We can play everything. Make sure you just straight up die. Okay. And we'll just gain some extra defense here. We will... Still got 6 energy. Do that. And that. You're dead. Should have done that earlier, but okay. Okay. I mean, nobody needs a heal and they're both dead. That works. And we get the corruption reward. I will take an upgraded cleave. And an upgraded rupture. Take the shards there. Holy Shadow and Mind Resistance plus 30%. Deal holy damage at the number of cards in hand. For no cost. Let's actually take the Anthem of Hope here. It's you, Reginald. I'm Thulz, the little lizard man. I really appreciate what you did for me in the past. Right now I'm on a job. Could you bring me that venom, please? You will surely find it in the spider cave in Aquarfall Marsh. When I finish the job, I'll come back to you to thank you properly. For now, please accept these items as gifts. So because we had Reginald in our party, it's each character can take one, or take 50 gold. Yours is already better. Let's just give you the dart pouch. You can take the resistance for now. You can take the gold. And you can just take the HP. You meet a small group of farmers who are transporting grain to the watermill. They seem very nervous because they are near the edge of the forest and these parts are full of bandits. You approach them cautiously. They don't see you as a threat and you can talk to them. Sure. Let's shoot for the roll. And we succeeded. They don't hesitate. The path to the watermill was clear as promised. They give you the sack of grain and wish you safe journey. Okay. The Fang Gates. Now is the perfect time to rest or prepare for the battle ahead. Remember, you don't have much time to spare, so you can only do one activity before continuing. But we don't need any healing. Can lead us directly to the bandit camp. Or Sure, find some golden shards. We'll roll for that. Perfect. Quite a bit at that. Oh, and XP gets split. By the way. Bless you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Event of fresh meat. And then on to the boss fight for this map area. Let's go up. Gain the multi-shot card for free. All damage, ice damage +2. When a hero it plays a card, they suffer 2 cold. Yeah, we can definitely go for this. Now you may not be able to go for all of those right away, when and if you guys first start playing, because again with the meta progression, we definitely want that. Let's actually get rid of the rend on that one. Your front monster only. And it's these 2 guys that are... Oh, but you're probably more dangerous, being the shaman. Poison splash. Cleave you guys up. Slow you guys all down. Okay. Phew. Let's just... That's on anybody. That's fine. And even taking 12 slow, they're still faster than them. You're on a random, so just smack ya. I mean, she doesn't need the healing. Almost lethal. Yep, that's lethal. What's that? That buffer prevents a curse. I mean, this battle's not going to last very long, so we might as well. Haha, armor. Oh, he healed. Still, if he uses the heal again, it's still technically not lethal. Not yet. Definitely is now. Very nice. Let's take the shards. That's a lot of damage. Apply 5 vulnerable and 4 mark. I mean, you're already extraordinarily fast, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's take the exposed armor. We'll take the shards. And I'm actually thinking the Holy Storm here. They're expensive, but 12%. Doubtful, but okay. When entering the bandit camp, you see a really big werewolf yelling and giving orders to other werewolves. He notices your presence and looks at you with a mocking face. That's Yager, the butcher of Sinenthia, and he has been terrorizing the Sinenthia forest for a long time. It's time to stop Yager and disperse the bandits once and for all. Running away now would only make things worse. So we can combat. A 12% chance to run. Or, I mean, we've got character in, let's shoot for it. Well, if it isn't Captain Magnus in the flesh, do you think your fancy words would change me? I see you're still as foolish as ever. You don't seem to remember who gave you that scar. This time I will kill you and take the Wolf Slayer with me. Fortunately, you had time to prepare for combat while he spoke. 24 extra XP. You're a big dude. Let's get the mark on you, so we can start dealing extra damage. And I don't think we need the extra 20 on him. Bet you that hurt. Jeez, she does so much damage. She almost had lethal herself. Well, I mean, we just kill him in one turn? Take that. Why not take another hunter's mark? Applying 3 water. I think we're actually going to take the defense, too. Okay. Find a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Well, you don't have a ring, and that's pretty good for you. Apply a bleed with it. And armor. Give her an extra speed. Or all heroes gain 2 powerful at combat start. She doesn't have one right now. Give him extra speed. Nah, I think we'll give him the resistances and the max HP. I mean, could have also taken gold there too, but 25% chance. I mean, we don't need a heal. Oh, we need to level up here. Let's see. Reduce the cost of the highest attack in your hand by 4 until discarded. When damaged by others, gain 16 armor and a reinforce. Yeah, we'll take the Wolf Guard. And 10 max HP. Maneuver. For every energy used, draw a card. Gain 7 block and 2 evasion. Less 1 use. So, using a big energy based card. Lasts 1 turn versus 1 use. Apply 2 mark to a random monster for every energy used when I play a card. We'll go Wild Hunt. Add a copy of Elemental Proliferation. On herself, she does 2 extra damage with all of those and applies 3, 3, and 3 on hit, lasting 1 turn. Or the enchantment, which actually, for the combat, increases damage in some way, shape, or form. Let's actually go enchant weapons. So, 4 times when damaged by others, deal 12 damage back and gain a bless. Or the next healing spell is 125% better. Let's go that way, actually. And just go for the gusto. Big tree. This would be the time to be using fire. So he's immune to bleed. Takes 10% more damage from holy, 20% more damage from fire, 10% less damage from lightning, but can be poisoned. And he's immune to bleed as well. Has nearly the same resistances as the big tree. And she doesn't have the extra damage from fire. But otherwise roughly the same. So we really want to get that going. Apply the mark on him. I mean, we can't poison him, but... Or we can't bleed him, but it doesn't mean... We can't damage him with the damage from the attacks. More poison. Barricade. Second barricade. All the defense. Alright, so... Transform all damage to lightning. No. We want to transform all damage to fire at this point. And we'll do it on him. Not that she needs to heal. We'll give him extra energy and an extra card draw. We've got energy to play it all. With energy to spare. Ooh, the thorns kind of hurt. Well, you can be bled. Add some more poison. All monsters get slow and take more damage. Quite a bit of that. You are dead from the bleed. I mean, not that you really need it, but... Oh, that can go on anybody. I mean, we are going to put it on you, but... Let's burn all of those thorns. He's technically dead, but I don't know. Start a turn, so yeah, he's definitely dead. Okay, he's dead that way too. Transform bleed into poison. All front monster. Let's actually take the shards there. Yeah. I mean, clearly. Purge, remove auras, and deal 24 damage. Nah, I think we'll take the shards. And more shards and money. More XP. And what we got here? Yeah, we'll give you the healing book. I mean, if we had 2 healers. We've got armor for you. Just gain an evasion at the start, so you can't be hit for the first attack. Because you're not going to play defense cards, so that means nothing. So, yeah, we'll go that way. Give you the extra max HP. I mean, the Shield of Thorns is definitely better. Okay, red portal goes to fire. Green portal goes to swamp. Let's go swamp first. The Aquarfall Marsh. We've got him as a character as well. Character event here. We have her already. I mean, that's for his, which we already have anyway. And I don't see any of the other characters, so I don't know how to unlock them at this point. Let's head to the town first here, though. What do we got in the armory? Speed +2. Ooh. really not worrying about healing received as of yet. We just gave him HP. That would be much better. Oh, let's go. Sharpie? Divination altar. For upgrading. Goes to 0 cost. Or 17 armor. Versus 11 and 3. Especially with him having so little mana, or energy, I definitely would prefer the cheaper. Down to 1 cost or any monster. Yes to the any monster. And we want the bleed. Those are all upgraded. Hunter's Mark. 0 cost. Two more damage. Or it costs more. Let's actually apply the extra mark. Becomes innate. Well, we definitely want to be able to do it to anybody we choose. I mean, we're unlikely, at least for a while, to get through his deck constantly. But it doesn't... It stays in the deck, which means he can continuously use it. Alright, the... Zaps go to monster of choice. To just monsters. Innate and doesn't remove. Deal 7, apply 3 burn, which kind of makes no sense with us going the way we are. Let's grab a couple of those and do that. Just 2 more damage. Or 3 more damage, but it goes to random. And an extra water. Does not remove itself. But only heals for 50% of the damage done. So, if unblocked, 9. Costs 1 more, but you essentially get it next turn. Apply 6, 20% chance of jump 4. Apply 5, 50% chance of jump 3. That's expensive. We could just barely afford it. She's got 3 of those in her deck. The flash is becoming 0 cost. Zero cost and goes away. Five cost. Ouch. Let's upgrade a couple of these defends to be no cost. Whew. Now, I still have a little bit here. I want upgraded cards. Filter by damage type. Damage type and spark. It's an expensive one, but to chain 3 and starting at 32 damage. 15, 3 and 3 goes away. 4 costs, 19, 5 and 3 doesn't go away. Or the base end. I actually don't necessarily mind it even at the base end. I completely forgot that you can actually do this. Do it filtered like that. The damage equals the target's bleed times 1.5 and apply 10 bleed. It's a little expensive again when he doesn't get a lot of energy. Wow, one of the upgrades, 51 damage. What is that? Decay. I don't necessarily need the decay. I should probably actually get him some more attack. He's got a lot of healing, he's got dispels, he's got support stuff with the defense. But not much damage going out. Well, it would be by holy damage here. Pay 1 extra energy to apply the stated effect. You can repeat this as long as you have energy. Should just apply a whole bunch of extra energy to just keep dealing damage. Wow. Flashes for 0 cost. Comes down to 1 cost. Chain 3. To bless. The Holy Storm. Why? Thank you. That was weird. Why is it disconnecting? Oh, come on. Stop doing that. Now it's all screwed up. Don't mind the weirdness that's about to happen. Okay, I think we're good again, weirdly enough. So I am blocking some stuff at the top. Single targets. I'm not going for dark builds, so that makes no sense. I'm not really looking at the Sanctify is still nice. Is there... There's the big boy Sanctify. It's on 1. The Holy Nova on all monsters applying 3. Let's actually grab the Holy Ripple applying 5 and a triple chain. That works. And we still have money. Then let's go for an advanced divination. Oops. That still works, but oops. Repeat 6. Let's grab the chain heal. And I'm thrown up between a chain lightning and this ball lightning. Like, that's a great one to go against bosses. Because that would be 18 spark. Is 72 damage. Yeah, let's go for that. So we gotta have a babby stream. Gotta have a babby stream. Let me zoom out a little bit. Come on. Come on. Thank you. We gotta make a bottle for the babby. Gotta wash a bottle and then make a bottle for the babby. We gotta switch views here. Because babby stream. And make sure I don't get DMCA'd by having the TV in view. Do you see yourself? Are you looking at yourself? And Daddy, for that matter. Hi. No, you can't have the cords. Stop trying to go after the cords. No. Stop with the cords. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Mwah. You cannot have the cords. Cords are not allowed. Not allowed for Babby. No, not the cord. Ugh. You're killing me, kid. You're killing me. Stop going after the cords. Stop going after the cords. Stop going after the cords. Cords are bad for Babby. Cords are bad for Babby. Well, while we're having a Babby stream, if you are here live with us, please leave a follow, and if you're watching on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified when either I or new content goes live. And also be sure to follow me on either Twitter, Discord, or both. Updates or changes to the stream get posted on both, as well as reminders for stream start, within the hour of the stream starting, roughly. And the links are in the description for both of those below. Yeah, boop, 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 boop. Okay, it's both a Babby and a toddler stream. Who the toddler is directly behind me. And hath made a mess over by the TV. Yeah, I know, your gummy gums are so weird, and the pressure helps, and we've had to deal with cold, and Daddy's making squeaky gums. I don't think you guys can actually hear that on stream, but I'm actually making his gums squeak. And the toddler got the controller. What? Boop. Doopy doopy doop. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky 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 cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Please. Regular. Flap the ear. Flap the ear. Flap your ear. Honk honk. Cheeky 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 cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheekies. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Nose. Nose nose. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Necky 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 necky. Necky 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 neck. Chinny chinny chin chin. Chinny 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 chin. Necky 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 neck. Beady 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 beady. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky 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 cheeky. Cheeky 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 cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Honk honk. Honk honk. Squeak the gum some more.
Gregory, stop. I accidentally killed the purple pot. Do you want to show?
Yeah, please.
3.
Honk. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. Cheeky cheeky. You and your chubby cheekies. You're just like your brother on that one. Oh, hi. What, do we want to watch something different? What do we want to watch? Hoi, no, you can't have the controller. No. Babby cannot have controller. You're not... do you want this? Or this? You want the thing that I just moved away from you. You're not getting the controller. It doesn't matter how much you lean that way, how much you fight to try and go that way. I am not letting a 6-month-old have the controller to the console. It's not gonna happen. What? Where are you going? Ugh. Ugh. What? Where do you think you were going? No, you can't. You can't play with this stuff. I mean, the stream is actually up right now. You especially then can't play with all this stuff. Oh, I know. She's making a bottle. I know. It's so terrible when you're hungry. You go from hungry to hangry in about 6 seconds flat. Tiki tiki tiki. Tiki 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 tiki. Tiki 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 tiki. Tiki tiki. Nicky 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 nicky. Pity 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 pity. Pity 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 pity. Toes. I get your toes. I got your toes and there's nothing you can do about it. Boop. 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 Boop 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 boop, boop, boop. You think this funny? I know, it's so terrible. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. No, you can't go that. Hey. Mommy just walked by with the bottle. Mommy just walked by with the bottle. You'll be okay. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. I get a belly button. I get a belly button. Belly, 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 belly. Petey, 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 petey. Ah, there's one last smile for the camera, even though it's through a binky. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Okay. And we'll take a second here to readjust the camera, if it will. Thank you. Too far. Stop it. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break here. I need more coffee. Coffee and bio break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Hope you enjoyed the baby.